This is the parking lot. When you enter in our restaurant, we have double doors. We always have a host at the front here who will be taking temperatures of everyone that comes in. We do have a digital thermometer here just to make sure that we're all being safe. In this corridor here, we have our restrooms, and there is an area for coats if needed. To the left when you walk in, this is our main dining room here. We have a full bar here. This is where service is in our restaurant. We have a small space in here. This holds up to 15 people and can be used for private dining, small meetings. This is our covered patio. We have heaters on the top here, and we also have fire pits. They're not lit right now, but we do have 2 fire pits. They're stationary. They cannot move, but the couches can move, and all of the chairs can be moved any way that you would like. If we go back through the dining room, instead of taking a left at the hostess stand, we're going to take a right. And this is our tasting room. This is our main event space here. It's very similar to the dining room, but it's going to be a little bit smaller. It does have its own full bar here. Tables can be rearranged any way you like it. There's also a view of our wine barrels where we make our own wine. Obviously, this big tub would be moved. And this also has its own private entrance. We generally ask that guests go ahead and go through the main entrance so that we can get temperatures taken. However, you can use that entrance if you need a breather or something like that during the event.
Okay, perfect. And what's the capacity for the patio, the big room, and the tasting room, the events room?
So for the patio, I can't get any more than 50 people out there. For the tasting room, it's got a little bit of a different thing. So it's 75. If you just want everyone to be seated, that's the absolute max. However, if you want more of a cocktail style, we can get up to 150. However, with the current times that we're in, there are some stipulations to that as well.
Okay.
There are food and beverage minimums. So during the week, and our weekdays are Sunday through Thursday, we have a $500 minimum for all of the event spaces. So the small room, which we call the cave, the tasting room, and the patio. On the weekends, it's going to be $1,000 for the tasting room and $1,000 for the patio. That's the food and beverage minimum. However, there are certain months of the year when that patio is a little bit more of a food and beverage minimum. That's going to be mostly like your summer months. So in May, June, September, and October, it's going to be a $1,500 minimum on the patio during the week and a $2,500 minimum on the patio on the weekends.
Okay, perfect. And then I saw the parking lot in the front. How much space, how many cars can fit out there?
So I'm not exactly sure the exact number, but I do know that any event over 35 people, we do recommend that you get valet. It's $250 and it costs, and that takes, you get 2 valets with that. On the weekends, so Saturday or Fridays and Saturdays, we do have a mandatory valet that you would have to get for the weekends.
Okay. And then as far as the space, can we rearrange how we need to? Is there any limits to that?
Absolutely. So in the tasting room, which like I said is our main event space, you can absolutely, we can rearrange the tables and chairs any way that you like. I always meet with my clients and find out exactly how they want it so that we can go ahead and have it set up how you want it before you actually come. Now, if you do, let me flip this around. If you do need technology, we have this TV over the bar right here that can be hooked up to a laptop. If you need to, you know, put anything on there, you can do that. We also have a projector and a screen for $50 to rent if you need to use something like that as well.
Okay. And then what about Wi-Fi there? Is there a good Wi-Fi connection? And have you had any live stream events there before? Just out of curiosity.
Live stream, I'm not positive about that, but I have had several like working events here before. So I've had clients that are here for like a workshop or something like that, and they're like working, you know, on their laptops while they're here all day. So I have had that. I'm not sure about live streaming or not, but we do have an internet connection, and we do get the cable guys to come out every now and then. We're just here yesterday just to make sure everything is going good with that.
Okay, perfect. And then as far as staff, say if we have an event with 50 people in the tasting room, how many staff members, including bartenders, will be with us?
So that depends. So let's say you're gonna do a buffet for 15 people. I only need one person for that, and that one person can do the bar and pick up and do the buffet. If you have 25 people, I'll probably have 2 people so that one person can bartend and the other person can make sure that, you know, everything is being taken care of. Usually I only need 2 people, unless it's going to be like, let's say it's 50 people and everybody's getting a plated meal. So each course gets laid out for them. I'll probably have a third person come in, but I also have staff that are here, like busters and that, and food runners that can also help me with food. So really it just kind of depends. You don't pay extra for staff. You're paying a service charge. Okay. So you will see on the event order, there's going to be a 20% service charge, and that takes care of paying for the staff. You're always welcome to pay to tip the staff on top of that, but you don't have to pay like a set fee for that.
Okay, so the gratuity is not added onto that.
Well, so there's a 20% service charge that is added. So, I mean, if you don't want to tip the staff any extra, you don't have to. If you want to, there is a spot on your bill for you to do so.
Okay. And then as far as outside entertainment, is that allowed? Like, are we allowed to bring in a DJ or a photo booth in the space? Do you have any limitations with that?
You can do a photo booth, photographers, anything like that in any of the spaces. As far as the DJ goes, you can only have that in the tasting room. Okay. We do have music that is piped in through speakers on the patio, the dining room, the cave, and the tasting room. But we can turn it off if you're going to have your own music. That's fine. But a DJ is not allowed on the patio. You're welcome to bring in your own Bluetooth speakers if you would like, but on the patio, the music cannot be any louder than it typically is with the speaker that's out there.
Okay, that's fine. And then, let's see, you said you have some equipment there. You have the TV there, and then you have the projection screen. Is there any other audio or visual or lighting equipment that we connect to if need be?
No, we don't have anything else. Like I said, the TV does have a pretty decent sound. So I've had people before like hook their computers up to that. And usually the sound and everything is fine if you want to use sound through there. But we don't have any additional equipment, no.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just gathering info. And then what about setup and takedown time? Do we have a set amount of time?
Yeah, so if you have additional setup that you need to do, you have an hour before the event starts and an hour after the event ends. Regular setup as far as, table settings, all that kind of stuff. Me and my staff take care of that before you get here.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good. Thank you so much for all this information. I think I have all my questions answered. Do you have anything else that you want to share that we should maybe know about the restaurant or the procedures that we have to follow or whatnot?
Yes, a couple of things. I do want to mention the deposits.
Okay.
So there is $100 deposit that is due with the signed contract in order to save the date and time of your event.
Okay.
That $100 is non-refundable, but it does go towards your final balance.
Okay.
There's also a $250 security deposit that is refundable. That is due at least 2 weeks prior to the event. That also goes towards your final balance. So, and with that, I also at that time, preferably at least 2 weeks ahead of time, I need a final head count and I need a signed banquet event order. What that banquet event order is that basically just tells you all the food that you ordered, all the drinks you ordered. It tells you the setup and the timeline. So it'll list on there how you want the table set up, any extras, times for the events, like this time you want salad out, this time you want the main entree out. It'll say all of that on there. So that information is due at least 2 weeks prior. If you do have a plated meal, I do require I need a copy of the guest's name and their food options at least 1 week before the date so that I can make sure that I have all the food ordered for it.
Okay. Well, it sounds
and
like
I make place cards. I make place cards for all the guests.
Oh, nice. That sounds like you guys have a good system going there.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, do you do anything with drink tickets? Say if we wanted to give our guests like a 1 or 2 drink ticket system, is there some kind of system in place with that?
I can, if that's how you want to do it. We can talk about exactly if you wanted to do an open bar, a cash bar, or if you just wanted to pay for, beer and wine, like one per person. I can work that out with you. I do have tickets and we can do that as well.
Okay, perfect. I don't think I have any other questions. Allie, thank you so much. You've been very helpful and informative.